Hello YouTube, this is Slash Racer here. I'm going to do a beginner's guide on RC car racing, mainly aimed at off-road because that's where I began, for cars anyway. First of all, kits to pick. I recommend getting a ready-to-run kit, so it saves you assembling it and all that, which can be quite daunting the first time without knowing what it's going to end up like. Now, which kit to pick? I would have to recommend go talk to your club, see what their beginning races are. Though the beginning races might be slower compared to some of the more advanced racing ones, and might not look that much more interesting. But you need to start in beginner so you don't break parts as often because they're slower. Also, the fact that the beginner classes are generally cheaper to maintain, which makes a big difference to your end budget. So, at my club anyway, it was this Traxxas Slash, that's beginner class. Also, you have to check on the rules, so no modifications on mine, so it has to be completely stock. Which this is, it's brand new, out of the box. Alright, next thing, what tools, actually no, I'll go to batteries first. So, batteries, you'd have to check with your club what rules they are. So if you have to run nickel metals or lipos. Now if you're lucky enough to be nickel metals, which my club is because it's unmodified, you have to use 6-cell. And if your kit gets a wall charger, I'd recommend just using that. It saves you changing plugs and all that. It's all made to go together, so charge your batteries with those. I'll see how many heats your races are, and then get the same number of batteries, maybe one more, compared to how many heats you have. So you can charge them throughout the week or fortnight, depending how often you race. And then after that, you would have all your batteries charged for the race meet, so you don't have to worry about charging batteries during the race meet. Also saves you a lot of money on a charger, because you've got to buy batteries anyway. So that's my advice on batteries. Now, depending on which kit you pick is what parts you'll get, like fixing parts you'll get in the kit. So with mine, I got this little grey thing with a little hex in either end for nuts, a little spanner for the arms, a little tyre, spanner, and I got a few hex keys with it as well for all the nuts and screws, because with the Traxxas Slash they're all hexes and they're about 3 sizes throughout this thing. Now generally this toolkit will give you everything to pull your car apart fairly easily. However, I recommend getting a few more tools just to make it a little easier on yourself. First one, standard pliers. You'll find you'll always use pliers, so it's worth getting. Then a pair of cable snips, because you will get damaged cables. It's part of the hobby. And then a pair of needle nose for some of the harder to reach places. Also, I recommend getting a flathead screwdriver, fairly wide one like this, so you can bend parts out for the suspension mainly, because those plastic ones, when you screw them in, they actually squeeze together and compress, and because they've been like that for quite a while, they will stay like that, so you need to bend them out. And the last one is a Stanley knife, because you always have to make body modifications on the shells and all that, even the stock ones. Every now and then you need to slice a little bit out, things like that. So that's tools, that's all the basic tools to start off with. You don't need cambering gauges or ride height gauge, because that's very easy to tell, you just look at it. Now, so that's tools. the reason why you don't get the more expensive like class select tools like camber gauge and things like that is because when you're starting out, you don't want to modify the car too much until you get used to it, and then know what you want to change to suit your driving style, because everybody's different. And once you know how to suit your driving style, and then you move on from there. So if you think your car's too stable, you raise the ride height or something like that. Or if it's hitting the ground on jumps because you like to do jumps quite fast, you raise the ride height or stiffen the springs, whatever suits you. Now spares, obviously this will depend on your kit. You'd have to talk to the people at the club to find out what spares you need. For Traxxas slashes, because I know there's quite a few groups that do this for a beginner course, beginner entrance level, I recommend just getting hubs. They're the main thing, is brake and the caster blocks, because on these Traxxas slash the weak points are the wheels, because they got a bumper on the, bring it up closer, because these guys have got bumpers on the front and back, makes it pretty indestructible there. So the only weak points are the wheels. So that's for this Traxxas anyway. For in general, I recommend getting some electrical tape, because you can just hide wires, things like that, and some masking tape to protect your body. And yeah, for like example here, I've just all the wear points I've put masking tape to protect the shell. Now with buying ready to run kits, you obviously get manuals. Now with the Traxxas one, it comes with exploded views. I'm guessing most of them will. So if you don't know the part names of all your parts that you break, just go to here, match up to what the part looks like, and that'll be it. And your manual for your transmitters tells you how to change things on them, set them, and all that. For the transmitter, it comes with the truck, which generally works pretty well. And that's my review on beginning a hobby in off-road racing. I'll have an intermediate one up pretty soon, so please subscribe.